Okay, in this brief, we're laying out a digital blueprint for Falcon bass boats. Now, this isn't just another marketing plan. Think of it as a strategic ownership-level look at how Falcon can finally get its market share to match its incredible product.
And really, the whole thing boils down to this one core paradox. Falcon builds a boat that is, by all accounts, superior. The engineering is top-notch, and yet, when you go online, where almost every single buying decision now begins, the brand is practically invisible. It's a ghost. That disconnect is the central challenge we're going to unpack today.
So, we're going to tackle this in 4 quick sections. First, we'll lay out that core challenge. Then, we'll walk through how somebody actually buys a boat in today's world. After that, we'll dig into the data. And finally, we'll get to the good stuff, a clear 5-point action plan.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, the core challenge. This is all about that gap between how great the product is versus how many people actually see it.
You know, the main takeaway here is really simple. Falcon does not have a product problem. Let me repeat that because it's crucial. The boat is not the problem. It has a market visibility problem. They've built this world-class boat, but the digital system needed to help people find it just isn't there.
And make no mistake, the product's quality is absolutely legit. We're talking 100% composite construction, which means it will never rot, a triple stringer hull for incredible stiffness, and that class-leading 99-inch beam, that creates a fishing platform so stable it's a genuine game changer. These are real defensible engineering advantages.
So if the boat is so great, what's going on? Well, that leads us right into Section 2, the modern buyer's journey. And this is where we'll see why being visible online isn't just some fluffy marketing goal, it's a core sales issue.
So just think about it for a second. How does someone really go about shopping for a $75,000 plus bass boat? I mean, they don't just stumble onto a dealer lot one afternoon by accident, right? No way. That journey starts way before they ever see a boat in person.
The best way to understand this is to think about booking, say, a world-class grizzly bear hunt. You don't just pick a name out of a hat. You start on Google, you search for the best outfitters. Then you head over to YouTube to actually watch their videos, see the proof, and hear what past clients are saying. By the time you finally pick up the phone to call them, you're pretty much sold. Buying a high-end bass boat works the exact same way.
And here's that path broken down. It starts with a simple search on Google. Then it moves into research, watching videos and reading reviews to start building trust. Next comes validation. They need to see social proof from real owners to feel confident. And only then, after all of that, do they finally contact a dealer. If you're invisible in those first 3 stages, you are completely out of the running.
Which brings us to Section 3. Okay, let's look under the hood. This is where we stop talking about theory and start looking at the cold, hard data that really shows the size of this digital gap. This chart really gives you the whole story in one snapshot. Just look at the numbers for brands like Ranger or Basscat compared to Falcon. You see massive gaps in social media followers, ad spending, and, this is a big one, the money they offer tournament anglers. And this isn't just about being popular, this is about who completely dominates the conversation where your customers are listening.
Let's just zoom in on one number, Instagram followers. Ranger has 141,000, Falcon has 21,000. And look, this isn't a vanity metric. In today's market, that follower number equals perceived authority. It represents trust and the sheer volume of social proof being blasted in front of potential buyers every single day. And this weakness, it extends right into the world of professional fishing. Falcon's High Flyers program caps an angler's winnings at $6,000 a year. Meanwhile, competitors are offering uncapped programs with single payouts as high as $50,000. What message do you think that sends to the elite anglers, the most powerful influencers in the entire sport? It says Falcon isn't playing in the big leagues. So, all that data adds up to these 4 critical business risks. First, Falcon is losing the sale during the research phase before they even know there's a sale to be lost. Second, their perceived authority online is weak. Third, their dealers are basically left on their own to figure out digital marketing. And fourth, their tournament program is just too underpowered to get them that crucial top-tier visibility.
But here's the exciting part. For every single one of those risks, there is a massive strategic opportunity on the other side. Falcon can choose to completely own the research phase with great content. They can turn their passionate owners and pro staff into a video-making machine. They can finally empower their dealers with real tools. And they can totally dominate a unique message that no one else can claim: more room to move. And that brings us to the final and most important section,
the 5-point action plan. This is the blueprint for turning all those opportunities into actual market dominance.
Now, the solution isn't to redesign the boat. The boat is already excellent. The solution is to build a modern, closed-loop digital ecosystem on top of that amazing engineering. It's about finally connecting the truth of the product to the digital world where all the buyers are living.
So here it is, the top 5 strategic actions to get this done. 1. Launch the Search Authority Engine. 2. Deploy the Video Validation and Content Production Engine. 3. Implement the Dealer Marketing Portal. 4. Systematize the Social Proof Stack. And 5. Overhaul the High Flyers program. Let's quickly break down what those actually mean. First up, the Search Authority Engine. What on earth is that? Well, think of it this way. It's a system for publishing articles and web pages that answer every single question a potential boat buyer might type into Google. It's basically like owning all the best billboards on the digital highway. Every time someone looks for information, Falcon shows up first. Next, the Video Validation Engine. That's all about building trust. It's a constant flow of YouTube videos, walkthroughs, on-the-water footage, real owner stories. And at the same time, we implement the Dealer Marketing Portal, which is a central hub that gives dealers all the ads and marketing materials they need to turn all that national buzz into actual local sales.
And look, this isn't just a wish list, it's an actionable roadmap. The first 2 months, you build the foundation, get the strategy right. By month 4, you're live with content and ads. And from months 6 to 12, it's all about hitting the gas and scaling up to full velocity.
I want to leave you with this one closing thought because it just perfectly captures the entire challenge. The brands that win this market are not always the best built. They are the ones that are the easiest to find.
So that leads to the final question for ownership. Falcon has the engineering advantage. That's a fact. The product is there. The real question is, can a focused strategic investment in visibility finally align the brand's market share with its product reality? That's the choice on the table.